Charles, would you like to join us?
No, I'm obsessively rewatching my amazing story from last night. It was great. All right, okay, let's get into it. Welcome, y'all, to episode 37 of For Better Best Podcast, Meta World Peace Year, because I come in peace, y'all.
Oh, God.
I come in peace. So
He's always gonna be wrong on that.
First of all, trying to say that Meta World Peace is peaceful,
He's always gonna be wrong.
clearly he does not remember what it took to get to.
Era, and I'm going to talk about my later era soon, but first we got to introduce Gucci Me Down. Gucci Me Down. Baby girl, the finest of them all, my lovely, amazing wife, all black again, doubled up on the black. I'm also laced in Gucci, but that's neither here nor there. The amazing, phenomenal host.
How do we get
See, this is why I like having reinforcement. Amazing, beautiful host of this show, Mrs. Shireen Kirkendall. Clearly, we got a lot to talk about this time.
Thank you. And like, we have friends. Our friends love us so much, they will fly in.
Yo, this is a blessing. Like, this really warmed my heart.
We ask them, like, yo, can y'all come do this? And they're here.
Yes.
This is amazing. It's amazing.
They don't need introductions. These are friends of the pod,
Yes.
family of the pod. Our girl, Bridget, Kelly, and René Daniela.
Woo!
Yeah.
And this is perfect that you just started about like our real friends. This is family, but like our real friends, because the name of this episode is Thank You for Being a Friend.
Honestly, Bridget, can you? I was about to say.
I have to give it a.
Yo, the wrong But I wanted to have this episode because a lot of the times when I talk about friendship on the pod, it has a negative connotation to it. And I've
Y'all
often
don't be liking my shit. I see you.
Is that who were you imitating? Who was that? Was that a beloved?
That was
imitation?
wow.
And I have often focused the time and attention. Y'all better relax. We are just getting started. Time and attention on this podcast to that 10% of haters, disrespectful ass, non-supportive.
Notice how he changed the tone though. 10%.
No. But in the year 2026, I have changed my approach this year. I'm in a much happier place. 2025 was such an amazing year for me, for friendships. I'm focusing my time and attention and my energy on the 90%.
That's fair.
Like, it's beautiful. It is amazing.
Yeah, you should.
And so I was like, I want to talk about what positive representation of friendship in our 30s looks like, because it does exist. And honestly, I spend way more time in my life there than I do that. And so I'm not giving attention to the other ones.
And you know what? KevOnStage said that the other day. He was like, I get so caught up sometimes in the negative comments. He's like, and I ignore the 1,000 people who are supporting me. He was like, so I made myself say, I got to respond to 10 positive before I respond to the 1 negative. And by the time I get through 8 positive, I'm like, I'm over this shit. I'm going to move on.
No,
so I'm glad to see you leaning in
Thank you, baby. I'm a new person. All right.
Reformation, beloved. Reformation, beloved.
But I know y'all thought that intro was weird. Charles was watching his
story from last night. We had a great time.
For the 111th time.
So I finally have backup because I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time.
Jesus Christ.
And people don't get it. So when Charles has an Instagram story, y'all follow him. Y'all,
it's great content. It is great,
it is really immaculate content.
I can't even get through the story without him.
Okay, I'm quiet.
So when Charles has a great time, a great night out, a great weekend, he posts on his Instagram story a lot. Most people, you post it, you might the next day recap real quick. Let me go through. I had a great time. Oh my God, that was so funny. We had a great time at dinner. Not this man.
That was crazy.
No.
That was a crazy
Not
direct
this
to camera.
man.
That was a crazy direct to camera.
Charles watches his Instagram. I count down for when the 24 hours is up.
That makes sense.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Because I have heard the story on repeat.
Since it happened.
No. And I'm not talking about like loud.
Volume all the way up.
All the way up to the max. No headphones. Nope.
Laughing loudly at himself. I'm like, my nigga, it's the
Bridget, don't make that face.
Hold on, but do you do this when y'all are like at like dinner, like at watching
the,
shows?
For the 24 hours post,
wow.
The posting, I'm religiously watching it. And no offense, I have amazing content creators in the space, but I feel
he not watching y'all shit like you watch his shit.
For those 24 hours.
I mean, if you don't love your own.
For those 24 hours, there's nothing more entertaining to me than
your own life.
what I just experienced
you know
real
how,
time.
Instagram stories will show you how many views you have on your story. I said, I wish there was a metric that could show you how many times you watched your own
story. Ray, relax.
Are you watching back on your life in disbelief at how great it is?
And how
is that what
amazing
that
about
is?
how perfect the content is, and then new people will watch it and comment and laugh, and I'm like, let me laugh from their perspective as well. Okay, so y'all want me to do the negative friendship episode? Because we can switch gears. This is supposed to be the positive friendship episode.
We all watch your stories a few times, and then we get back to living.
It might be in the hundreds. It might be in
I'm
the
not
hundreds,
even
honestly.
talking about like just videos, like videos where it's like we're raging. I'm talking about he's watching. It's a static picture
with 15 seconds of music, but the music sets the tone for the story, and I watch it.
No, but if he gets interrupted in his...
He has to hold it.
He has to hold it and go back.
Renee, you can go back to LA. I thought this was gonna be the positive friendship episode.
I've been on a few trips, and my God, we'll be at the restaurant. We'll be the waiter will come to take an order, and Charles, guttural laughter, and Shireen was like, you see, and
I remember
Y'all should do a reel. Y'all should record a reel of me watching my story throughout the day.
We might have to
That
do
actually
that.
be
Of
really,
each
really
one of
funny.
us taking turns, like
I
in the middle of
when
dinner.
I first started telling Renee like about how psycho he was about his story. Renee was like, "Oh, just tell him to put in headphones." I was like, "Girl, you don't get it."
Wow.
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than okay. It's enough about that. But you know, as I shift back into positive friends, because y'all on the cusp. Yo,
real friends troll each other. We're
friends,
from New York. Trolling is a love language.
Banter and roasting is a love
Absolutely.
language.
It's
This is
absolutely a love
endearment,
language.
pure endearment.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so you two show up for us all the time, and I would say, truthfully, y'all are probably like newer friends. Y'all are friends that we have gotten in like the past like
5-7 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will say this, y'all show up. We asked, could you come film the podcast? Literally, I asked Renee two days ago. I said, I went and found her a flight. I said, hey, can you book this flight?
To make sure you land on time for this.
And come here. She was like, well, I have something to do with my mom. I said, I've already found a flight that works around your schedule. So Renee took a red eye overnight, did not sleep, came straight to the studio and met us here.
Yeah.
So I think y'all have made the bar for friendship
Very high.
very, very high. So what is, for each of you, what is your friendship methodology? Like why show up for it? Because you could have said like, girl, I'm busy. I got
girl,
stuff.
you crazy. Like a 1:15 a.m. is like, girl, you crazy. Like I'm gonna be with my mom.
And for 24 hours because you're
you
gonna
leaving
leave
tomorrow.
Both of us are getting back on a plane in the first thing in the morning. Methodology. I think the older we get, the more intentional we have to be with time. Because I think obviously everybody has different things to manage. There's always multiple plates spinning, but I think the older we get, the more important it gets to be there for moments. And we don't usually ask. Like y'all don't ask unless it's really something that you're like, hey, this is kind of important to us, or this is something that could be good for us. This is something that could be good for you. There's always a caveat around that identifies like, well, it's important to you for us to be there, which obviously is validating as a friend, but it's also, no, it's an opportunity to show up just reinforces the bonds. I think that's important. I think the older we get too, Charles, to your point, is like the friendships that we do have to be close. The ones that we call friends and family for real have to be close. So it requires time. It requires, I hate the word, but also inconvenience. Like there has to be
sacrifice inconvenience.
Yeah, like there has to be some level of like, okay, cool, I'll miss out on this so I can be here for this. It's important. That's more important. I gotta weigh that. I gotta weigh those odds. So that's the methodology for me.
So I definitely agree with everything Bridget has shared, but I'll add that you guys absolutely make it so easy to show up for you, to be that friend, because you yourselves have such an incredibly busy life. You've got 2 beautiful babies. You've got a family that you show up for. You've got friends all over the place. You've got so many different career avenues that you work. You have full-time jobs on top of that. And yet you don't miss a bachelorette weekend, a birthday, a milestone celebration,
Weddings, baby showers.
baby shower, everything. And so you guys have really set that standard. And I feel quite honored to be your friend, for one. And then I feel inspired that I want to nourish and give back in all the same ways that you guys do. And I also think I stand in a little bit of a different perspective, is that I am a single gal and I don't have children. So I've got a lot more time on my hand as well to be able to show up for people, to be able to do dinner nights with my girls, to be able...
a lot of girls specific things that take place. What do you want me to say? Y'all just do a lot of girl-specific things. It's fine.
I know Charles loves to throw in a, let me know when the fellas are invited.
Fella game night, it's cool.
And honestly, it could literally be a girls' night plus Charles. I feel like that'll end up being how it is. But yeah, so I feel like I'm in a position where I've got friendships that I can pour into because I've got some time on my hand. I'm also... As someone who's traveled a lot, I've grown up in different places around the world. I don't have that core group of friends that I grew up with. So I'm really in a position where I've got, I'm constantly making new friends. I'm constantly making new connections. And these are the people that I am spending my time with and building my life with because I am single and I don't have children that I need to, pour into and prioritize in that way. And so if anyone's listening and you're like, wow, it can't,
If anybody's listening,
we're not there yet.
Single
and ready to mingle. Single and mingling.
Not from that perspective. I am open to whatever the good Lord should provide into my life. But
we bring your blood. Oh my God, look at you.
No, y'all are a mess. I'm saying this for anybody who's listening and you're like, man, it can be hard to sometimes show up for my friends, whether it's financial constraints, whether it's time constraints, whether you've got things going on, whether it's mental health and wellness and you need a moment to yourself. But I also heard a quote or read a quote recently, and it was like, if you want to have a village, you have to be a villager. You have to be, you have to contribute to that, which means you do have to make some of those sacrifices to show up for people. And whether the financial issues are there, maybe you have to do it in just a different way, but you still have to prioritize that because your friendships and your community, it's so important, it's so impactful. And I always love to share, like Charles and Shireen, they don't live in LA now, but I will say gratefully, I've gotten to see them so much, almost more than I was seeing them in LA, which is crazy.
That actually is true. Because
literally Miami a couple weeks ago.
You traveled the way that your travel schedule is set up now. It's a lot easier to catch you in a different city.
Absolutely,
that's not.
They showed up to my surprise birthday dinner. That it literally did a flyby. They popped in, say happy birthday, and they were out, which is great. I would appreciate you, literally.
I think for me being, and I'm an only child, so I feel like a lot of people have built-in friendships with their siblings.
Yeah,
I didn't grow up that way. My mom always makes fun of me, and she's like, "I never give you a sibling. That's why you have so many friends." So for me, I lean into my friends, and I'm big on like I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Absolutely.
So I give my love and friendship freely in the hopes that people will show up that same way for me. And sometimes they don't, and that's okay. I'm just like, okay, I got to reel it back for that person because they're not valuing the friendship the same, and that's fine. But I think with the two of you, I can't even remember how we met.
At a party.
Y'all did your
R&B house party or something.
Y'all did your episode. I introduced
at
y'all.
a party.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I introduced y'all. She got her episode.
Right.
Y'all, man, we gotta do
right.
the historic friendships. But like now, like this is gang. She shows up and makes me cook crab and stuff for her.
First of all,
and then be trying to invite other people to my house for crab legs. And I'm like, Renee, crab legs not for everybody.
I didn't realize everybody wasn't getting this treatment.
Everybody's not getting
does
that
not
level.
get Alaskan King Crab for
But it's
everyone.
okay. People be getting oxtail. They be getting something on the grill.
Have you had king crab at their house before? I'm like,
She don't say snow crab. She don't say the Maryland blue crab.
Not the regular,
She talking about the
Baltimore
$200
crab
Costco.
boil.
I said Alaskan King Crab boil. Heavy on the Alaskan King Crab. They don't hold back.
And then she comes to our house and is like, I don't know how to break it. My hands are so delicate.
I know.
Wow.
And next thing I know, there's Shireen. I'll do it for you.
That's a good friend.
And they put Scotch bonnet in my. Anyway, we don't have to go
Y'all
aren't gonna get
go
this.
expecting that is my point. But like that's what the reciprocation of friendship looks like, because I'm down to do that for you. Because when I tell you that this girl shows up for us crazy, like she gave herself a self-appointed name for my business, the R&B House Party Street Team, and Renee was one of the first.
She was the only member at first.
She's the founding member.
She was one of my first most famous friends. Like, we didn't have Bridget Kelly's and all that. Renee was like one of the top follower people. And my girl would post my shit as if she was getting money off of it. Like, honestly, this is her life. And she gets paid a lot of money off of it. I'm correct. I'm correct, fellas. I'm correct. To do what she does, and she's freely advertising my stuff, being in my videos, reposting it, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, why do you voluntarily show up in that way? At least for the people that you care about. I know you kind of gave your soliloquy about your overall friendship methodology, but like, you go above and beyond what is expected of you. Now we're talking buying flights. Now we're talking, but
Getting
you
hotels.
you monetize, like you're doing for free. Like, why? Like, why?
Well, I love to hear that those things sound really big for you, but they are low lift. I really have to emphasize the fact that when I am doing something that to you might be like, oh, she doesn't have to do that, she's promoting my business. What are you talking about? I'm there having the time of my life. I'm dangling from a chandelier.
Production. No.
She's on the back having a
2026.
time.
We have a great slate of events for you. No, keep going. That was good promo.
Oh my God. I know that.
My
2026.
For the McDonald's video I was just like singled out on the Charles Beloved Productions video that was playing in the background. I was like, the sponsor might be upset about this. That I'm like, not that I don't care about the sponsor, but I was just like, this is the moment right here.
No, literally.
It was a big moment. It was a big moment.
Like, because knowing that is like watching you build stuff, watching any of your friends build stuff, especially when you work with people, other people that build things from the ground up, watching them really cultivate the life that they want, first of all, the lifestyle that they want, and to be able to work as hard as all of us do at what we love is the rewarding piece as a friend. Like, that is a low lift, because it's like, oh my God, how could we not celebrate how just like how magnificent this incredible production has been? Because even when you did the festival last year, the Blavity House Party, that was a dream of yours at the top of your bucket list for years. So to know that like you put so much effort, so much blood, sweat, and tears into manifesting this vision, it's like, as your friends, we're absolutely the cheerleaders. We're absolutely
so proud.
Like the positions that we're going after now. I'm like, yo, if I get the position, listen, knock on wood.
Come on now. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
When I get this position, I'm already thinking like, yo, this is gonna be such an easy connection to be like, okay, cool, we're gonna do this event. Charles Beloved Productions is actually gonna spearhead it.
Literally.
The budget is gonna be cleared for this. And
Come
this
on,
is the time
budget.
that
Come
we're
on,
gonna
budget.
have.
Invest in your friends.
But in those ways, I think, especially as creatives, we have seasons that are abundant and we have seasons that are a little dry. And we've all gotten to experience those seasons with each other. And that part, I think, is why it is, to Renee's point, such a low lift now. Because now it's like we have had to lift each other and ourselves up in seasons when we're like, I never would have made it. You know what I mean? So to know that like the reason that we've made it too is each other in a lot of moments. So 100%. It's like, okay, cool. This is the easy part. This is the fruit of our labor moment.
And I want to go back to you in a second, but like, I know we talked about business, and again, we do this all professionally, business-wise in some way, but to Renee's point of like the weddings and the other important things, like Bridget did a marathon, to me, like that was a major,
let me tell you something.
That was a major thing for her, literally, who had surgery and stuff, like to be running a marathon. She was like, yo.
Quitting. I was leaving the course. That was my plan. Where y'all were placed, I was leaving the course. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm quitting. I was ready. I was quitting at mile 20, like 20 or 21. And I came down off the 135th Street Bridge, and I was like, into Harlem. And I was like, I know exactly where I can just dart off the course. I know where the train is at. Text my man. Like, hey babe, meet me here, cause we're finished. We're finished. I don't need the medal. I don't need the. I'm good. I had my socks were in my hand. My socks were off. My feet were already like I had nothing left by mile 20. And then I come off the bridge and I come around and I see y'all, I see Sayo, I see Daniela with these signs, lost it immediately.
Lost it.
By the way, Carter was in a stroller. So they surprised me on the course where there's 50,000 people running and brought their newborn, practically newborn, in this stroller, asleep, with all these screaming people and signs everywhere, just to be there and support. Which, and unbeknownst to me, was my engagement.
We had actually gotten into an argument about it because he was like, "Oh, we're going to the end of the court." I had planned my trip. I was like, "I'm going to see Bridget."
Yeah, she was like, "I'm going, period." Like, just so you know.
And I think his schedule had just happened to have him in New York. So he was like, "Okay, I'll join you." But I already had my plan. So I'm like, first off, sir, you're not going to come in here and try to change my plan. I already had a plan what I was going to do for my friend. And he's like, "Oh, we'll see her. I want to be at the end." I said, "She doesn't need our support at the end. She needs our support while she's running the race."
That's a word.
Intuition.
God knew.
That's a word.
Because I was running off that. I was done at mile 20. I was. And
So
y'all
I
were
was
there,
like-
and I was like, okay, I guess not. And
I
you were
was
like,
like-
and
The
Charles hugged me and
value
was like,
of your
okay,
friendship is in the middle of the race.
the value of friendship is in the middle of the race.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
That is so beautiful.
and literally we began this arguments because I think you right, he think, and I'm like,
You gonna keep bringing up arguments? Is that okay? You know what?
two strong personalities. got back.
2026, I'm
Virgos,
changing my ways.
Jesus.
I'm changing my ways.
Literally.
Keep going.
But yeah, for me, I was like, Charles, she's going to need us in the middle.
Yeah,
She
you
doesn't
knew.
need us at the end. It's gonna be over at that point. I said, the
Yep.
surprise is when
The
she's
surprise
running.
is when it's like,
and she
oh wow,
sees us.
and seeing y'all really see, I'm about to get emotional. Y'all about to make me emotional. No, seeing y'all really helped me keep going. For real, I stayed because I saw y'all and I hugged Charles and Shireen was like, "Okay, but don't stop. You gotta go.
You
have to
You on the clock.
look at the time. You're there. You gotta
You
get
on the
there."
clock.
And I was
You on
like,
the
"You know what?
clock.
You're right. I'll see
Charles
you
trying to
later."
take videos. I'm like, let her
her
go.
go.
Let her go. I'm like,
Go,
now we can do
Bridget.
this at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think that's also
It's true.
it's a good metaphor for life, right? I think when we think about, and we talked about in the other episode, people hold so much of themselves, but
Yeah.
I'm like, you need the support of your friends.
Yeah.
When you're in that storm, when you're in that dry season, and people were commenting and saying like, "Oh, I'm like that," and I'm like, even if someone can't help you financially or in a physical way, sometimes just that having that ear
Yeah.
to unload and to not carry that burden by yourself
Absolutely.
the whole time. I'm like, that's so important, and I think people don't hold enough value
Yeah.
to that. Like,
Yeah.
just let it go. Just getting it out sometimes.
Well, and everybody's not always safe, right? Like we have watched in this decade of our 30s, we've watched people, a lot of people kind of come and go. Friends
So
come and go.
so you brought up my next point. So we were all outside in our 20s, had lots of friends. And I even think about us getting ready to do our 10-year. There's people who were at our first wedding that aren't going to be at the 10-year, and people like you guys who we didn't know who are absolutely going to be there.
Yeah.
So how have friendships changed from your 20s to now your 30s?
This is the positive friendship episode.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute.
Shireen,
Hold
Shireen,
on.
This is the positive friendship
temperature
episode.
is
This is
shifting.
new beloved. This is new beloved. Keep it
Reformation
cute.
beloved.
Keep it cute. Reformation beloved.
I didn't have anything crazy to say.
No. But
Okay.
like, I think to reframe the question the way that I put it in the guide,
Oh,
I'm on my bullshit today.
Yo.
Was the fact that there are these different seasons that you kind of mentioned, Bridget, where people just got a lot of other things going on.
Yeah.
Like when you mentioned kids, and then it impacts the way in which you can navigate the space of friendship. 20s, it was just a lot less going on. So I think that kind of, to some degree, answers up. It was just more fun outside friends. But
We
like,
also hadn't been
in the-
through shit.
Yeah,
in
in the 30s is more intentional.
Yeah.
Like we didn't really have.
That wasn't my question, first off.
Uh-oh.
But no, ask your question.
That's a good
It's
question.
good. It was good. It was
Go
good.
ahead, ask your question.
No, finish.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
It's 2026.
One
I'm
of
in the beloved.
you give us your
So
question.
furthermore, like Bridget as a public figure,
Yeah.
you have industry friends, and I think it's a clearer definition of what an industry outside friend is.
Yeah.
And you have to put people into different boxes and buckets of friends. And I think that when you align your friendship to that specific bucket and the expectations of that bucket, then you can become peaceful beloved. But it's when that misalignment of, oh, this is a close friend and these are my expectations of close friend things, and they're operating as more of an outside friend, more of a friend of convenience, more of a friend who I can keep
fair
going,
weather friend.
then that's when there's a fracture. So I think that there's just been a stronger intentionality, at least for us over the last few years, to say, hey, these are my ride or dies. They are showing up for me in that ride or die way. So that level of reciprocation is very, very easy, and it's making our friendships very easy. And then it's these other friends that are operating differently. It's like, okay, cool. we can operate in that. And then there's some that's just like, we don't need to be friends anymore.
I don't even use the friend word for those.
Yeah, right. Like we don't need to be friends anymore.
Like
we're just,
I don't think I have industry friends. I think I have industry associates.
Okay.
Yeah, I have colleagues. I have peers.
Yeah.
I have peers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Peers.
How lovely.
Like with peers.
Yeah.
I say that with respect, because I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that I don't know what's going on in a lot of people's personal lives. They don't know what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
And so this year I experienced a loss that I was like, okay, well, I haven't been sharing as much content. Last year was really tough personally for me. Aside from getting married was like the highlight, the peak highlight. But
Crazy wedding. Crazy
everything else emotionally completely crumbled for me. So I felt like I needed to take a step back, and I completely took a step back from being public facing and sharing my personal life until this summer, and I experienced a loss, and I felt like, okay, I need to kind of update the world on what's happening.
Yeah.
And I didn't view it as a test to see who was going to
engage
or reach out or respond. But I was pleasantly surprised by the people that I did hear from, and also gained clarity from the people I didn't. Yeah. And I something that my friend Blue always says is that clarity is an opportunity. Clarity is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to decide, make a decision. It gives you an opportunity to discern like how you're going to move and how you're going to elevate beyond what the current circumstance and experience is giving you. And I think I realized I have no desire to share everything and be as front facing as I have been in the past in my career. I'm interested in taking a little bit of a step back to preserve and protect myself a little bit more, because I do think I have, to your point, misaligned a lot of those things and given a lot of people grace and called people friends in moments and areas where they weren't, and they didn't show up as such. But I gave them that to kind of, I start everybody at 100, and then they kind of give them the opportunity to work themselves down. And a lot of people kind of unknowingly and indirectly work themselves out of the equation, right? The trash took itself out this year for me. So I feel really great about that. And I feel like there's more space now for the things that are needed. And I think that's the separation. It's friends and then everybody else.
I like that. That was interesting that you started 100 and, let the things trickle down. Because ironically, my dad growing up, he would find a good way to not get us
Shout out to your
Christmas gifts.
Oh my God.
No, I'm going somewhere with this.
I love your dad.
This is
I love
this
your
is true.
dad.
GLG, I need you to listen to this.
We are.
Dad would start with like an unreasonable amount for what I think he was actually going to give us for Christmas. $250. That's a lot of money coming from Chicago area.
Yeah.
$250 January 1. But every time we did something he did not like, that was a chore missing, he would deduct. So it was like
which is crazy.
A chore missing?
No, like a chore we didn't do. You do something, you got in trouble. And so by the time
he said $3, here you go.
The dishwasher is still full. Take that $2K right back.
No, it was nasty work, and I always hated that. But it was honestly a little before its time of a methodology. Like,
100%.
you let the people, I don't want to say hate us, but you let the people, do what they need to do for you to like understand.
You give everybody rope. I give everybody rope. I give everybody grace. You're either going to use that rope to pull yourself closer to me and tether yourself to me, which I think that's the foundation of friendship. To tie, we're tying a solid knot here, or you hang yourself with it, and that's between you and God at that point. That's got nothing to do with me. It's above me now.
And Renee, I think for you, so I know you have shared that, like, you can show up for people more because you have less,
more flexibility, a little more freedom.
You have more flexibility. Do you feel like it's a world, because even though I don't have the flexibility, I still, to me, I'm like always.
Oh, you make it though. You
figure it out.
Do you have moments where you're like, I have to pull back from this friend because they have essentially like shown that because their life has changed, they don't want to show up for me in that same way? I think people might take it for granted that you can just show up and think that they don't have to reciprocate that for you. And you're an empath. I have.
Yeah.
You care deeply about your friends and you want to be there. But I also think you want the same in response. So like, how do you move differently in knowing that, sometimes people might not always give you what you're looking for?
Yeah. So I would say that there's a few elements here. Yes. First of all, I think when you have, the 4 Agreements, that book?
Love
Somewhere in there, it's like, don't take things personal.
Yes.
And I know that is one of those phrases that is just kind of like, okay, go, whatever. But at the same time, I apply that so frequently. Like I pull that back up to my mental awareness, because that is so true for all these cases, especially as we talk about people are in different seasons, they have different things going on. So even when we talk, and I also agree, I feel like I start from a place of 100%. I start from a place of just good faith that this person is gonna show up for me in these ways, and that they're gonna be a great friend. And like not even the expectation of one thing or another, but like this is a great friend who I'm excited to invest in and build a relationship with. But I also think there's a piece of that that's like, I am coming from a full cup. And I think there's a lot to be said around, like, even when you talk about how growing up you didn't have siblings, but you would meet new people and you're just like, I'm just gonna nourish you and hope that you nourish me back. That is I am in a full cup space, right? Like you come from a place of love. You're in a position where you're not feeling maybe a jealousy or an envy or just a hopelessness that makes it hard for you to want to show up and nourish someone else. And so I feel like similarly, my parents raised me with just so much love. I feel like I walked around this world just like, I want to give you some before I go. I want to give you some of this because it feels good. And so even if I meet people and like we shared a small moment, so maybe I'm saying I'm keeping some of my expectations just a bit more neutral, a bit lower, or I'm not defining it in a certain way because I'm excited to meet you and receive what you've got to give and vice versa because I'm already here. You're not, if you don't pour into me, it's not that my cup, you're not taking something out of my cup in that way. And so on the one hand, I might meet people and if they can't provide or return the same energy to me in one way or another, I'm not looking at it and thinking like, wow, you did me wrong in this way, right? I'm just, maybe I have that subconsciousness that says, okay, I can maybe consider this friend in a different way now, or recategorize or put a boundary here around the ways I want to invest in this friend because I realized, that didn't make me feel good when they couldn't reciprocate. So I think there's just having that awareness and being able to constantly maybe have a little inventory around your friendships and even how you feel and say, if you find yourself in a season of like, I'm not able to show up for somebody the way I want to and it's making me feel bad. Well, what are the contributing factors here? Are you under a lot of financial stress? Are you under emotional stress? Have you not been working out? Are you at a body weight where you don't feel confident or comfortable? Are you like, is there something going on in your life that's making it hard for you to do that? And if so, can you be honest and have a conversation with that person as to, hey, look, I haven't shown up for you in the way I want to, and I want to be honest as to why that is. Or do you take a time for yourself and you say, you know what, I want to show up for this friend when I'm ready or when I can.
That's the missing piece, though. I feel like for so many friendships,
what do you mean?
When people fall out or there's a breakdown, it's like, I had something and René didn't show up. Meanwhile, you had nothing to do with me. You're going through whatever you're going through and you're not showing up for yourself. How can I show up for someone else? So I feel like so much of friendship, we don't treat it the same way we treat like romantic relationships. And I think even in friendship, you have to communicate with people like, girl, I'm going through it right now. Like I might be gone for the next 6 months. Check on me. And I tell people, I'm like, yo, sometimes it's not about you. I think people can take things so personally in friendship. And I'm like,
absolutely.
Bro, it had nothing to do with you.
And I think that there's a level of discernment that is the right word that kind of came out of what you were saying, because there's a category of people who's like, oh, I do need to pull back, but this category of people that you probably have a lot of grace to for all of those factors. And I think it's important to kind of know the difference, because like we're beyond excited for your ship where maybe you can't come to all the parties and let's travel the world to Canada and Africa and all of that. You're like, oh, I got husband things or I have kid things, and we're gonna be excited for that phase of our friendship with you as well. But it made me want to think about, like, as we're in this year of 2026 and I am, peaceful, beloved.
And even with husbands, we still show up with or without husbands.
This is true. This is true.
Shireen will come.
This is
If
true.
Charles can't come,
This is true.
Shireen will be there. If Shireen can't
This
make
is
it,
true.
Charles will pull up. It's always one of y'all is
figure it out.
y'all
We're
will
gonna
always
We're a
figure it out.
team. It's absolutely a team. But like the top 5 things for a successful friendship.
You like in lists.
In your
I know he's
30s.
loving
I like the list.
Come on, man.
I like the list.
It's a new.
I like
it's a
the
new.
list. I'm here
so
for it.
I think you had one important one, and it was communication. And is it a level of openness and honesty? So we'll say communication is number 1.
What's number 2?
Yeah,
I'm asking.
give us number 2. Give us number 2.
Oh,
I know.
that was yours.
Yes.
So
You're not gonna contribute to the list?
communication number 2. I will be present. I think your presence actually
would love
matters.
to see that.
And if it can't be physical present, you can have internet presence. Like I engage with my friends social when I can't be there. Like I will comment, reply back, and to me, that adds, maybe it's a false sense of closeness, but it matters to me. Like I appreciate
send flowers. Or I know my friend likes tea. Here's a tea set. There are ways to show up.
Showing and having a level of presence, even if it's not physical presence. Number 3.
Man, these are good. I mean, I feel like for me, when it comes to friendships, I think you really have to not only just the communication and your presence, but you have to prioritize them in a way that honors you, like honors yourself, like look at your friendships and have a self-awareness. So I mean, maybe the idea is self-awareness here, but be self-aware in terms of what you can give and where you're at and making sure that you're pouring from a full cup. And then prioritizing those friendships and making sure that, I'm like, what is the word? You know how we talk about when you're an entrepreneur, you got to treat it like work. Or like if you want social media to be your full-time job, you want to make it work, you've got to treat it like a business. There's aspects to that you need to treat your friendships where you're like, this is a meaningful, important relationship for me. I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to make a sacrifice here. But I'm going to do it from a space of like, let me check in and make sure I'm in a position to provide to my friends in these ways. And then I'm going to make sure I do that. And I'm going to show up in that, in what I would define as the right way.
We teach in here, y'all. Communication, presence, prioritize. Number 4.
I'm going to go with quality over quantity. I think in our 20s, why we were so successful with massive amounts of people is because everything was very surface. We were all able to be spread thin. Because one, we didn't have much to lose or like that much to give in terms of friendship. Our needs were different, right? I think the older we get, the smaller the circle gets. And the smaller the circle gets, I think for somebody in your 20s, you do feel like, damn, you don't like me? Like, am I not popular? I'm not popping? Like, what are we doing? But I think in your 30s, the smaller the circle gets, I think really signifies just how close and intimate those friendships are. And I think that needs to be the focus, right? I think social media has made a lot of people feel like if you're not the center of attention or you're not the life of the party or you're not that you're not valuable. And I think we have to really just dismantle that as much as we can in real life, because I think a lot of people have quality friendships. It's okay to have 3 or 4 really close friends, rock solid, and that's cool. You don't need much more than that in order for that to be meaningful. And the quality of your friendships really does speak to who you are as a person. So to your point, self-awareness, I think that validates too how good of a friend you are. If you have 2 or 3 strong people that you know will show up, that we know, like I know in a bind, in whatever situation, I can be transparent, I can be vulnerable, it's safe, right? You're probably safer with 3 people than you are in a room with 20. That's just how I see it.
And I think all of us are extroverts and it's very easy to make friends. But as I think about our Houston chapter, like we don't have the Renees anymore. We're starting fresh.
That's okay. You're not going to find a Renee here.
I know. I'm like, not replacement. Excuse me.
What are we doing? We don't have.
We're starting over from the. I'm like, am I not here? Hey, Bridget, am I not here?
Hello. We're presence and communication. We're communicating that there will never be.
Are you done?
Sorry.
Self-awareness, Renee.
Come on.
You will never be replaced. No, but when I think about like us getting a new village, you know my saying, in order to make friends, you have to show yourself friendly.
Yes.
And I think people miss that so often. They'll be like, oh, you didn't invite me out. I'm like, have you ever invited them out?
Right.
Like, and I think for some people, they want people to pour into them without necessarily realizing like you might have to put yourself in an uncomfortable spot.
Yeah.
And pour out into someone else. And I know for me in moving here, there have been people I met where I'm like, I need to be intentional about saying like, hey girl, do you want to go to dinner? Like, do you want to get drinks? And I have to pour into the friendship so that then they want to pour into me. And if I meet them and it's not a synergy
the energy
match,
is not a thing.
That's okay. But at least I tried.
Yeah.
So I think so many people forget about you gotta be friendly in order to make friends.
Absolutely.
It requires a little more effort than just.
All right. So we gave y'all 5. It's communication. It's presence. It's prioritization. It is
quality over
quantity, and it is
showing yourself friendly. The top 5 ways.
One bonus.
Yeah, give a bonus.
The giving grace. I know we've said that in a few different circumstances, but I really think
compassion
that could be having compassion, empathy, and just giving people a chance and not making Yeah, not drawing or what's the word? Drawing conclusions about something
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know.
And
And
if
it hurts you
and
more.
and if you feel crazy about that, then ask.
Yeah, that
Then
too.
ask. If you feel crazy,
We could have a
you feel
whole
like
nother chat about.
you have had you built a whole caseload, you built a narrative around.
No, you did.
What's going on? And all you had to do was pick up the phone and just ask me.
And
like,
you
"Yo, what's
realized
going
it
on? Are you
wasn't
okay?"
about you.
Yo, I have definitely had people build a case.
Yeah.
They come to me and I'll be like, I don't know where that story
Same.
even came from.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I just missed the call. Like I wasn't ignoring you. I just
Yeah. I mean, I know we're talking about friends. My dad's been coming up a lot of this episode, but like my dad came with us. He's been spending a lot more time. He retired this year. So he's been hanging out with us more.
I love that.
And we were doing something. I was like, yeah, what's up, Pimpin'? Like he came. I was like, what's up, Pimpin'? And then we joked around, ha ha ha. Then he came back later and was like, hey, Dad, hey son, do you call me Pimpin' because you think I'm a womanizer? I said, Dad, I call everybody Pimpin'. Like that's a guy.
A womanizer?
Shireen looked and was like.
What?
I was like,
Yeah.
what? So people build up
Narratives
things
in their head.
that have absolutely nothing to do with. I said, Dad, why would I think that? Like,
but your perception is reality.
100%.
I say all the time, I'm like, you don't have to do something to someone for them to make whatever they perceive a reality, which is why the communication piece is so important.
Pivotal.
I'm happy your dad asked the question because
I'm like,
look how quickly it was dispelled.
Yeah. 'Cause he called me yesterday. I was like, what's up, Pimpin'? Like, I'm not going to change the way. He answered the phone, hello, God loves you. And I'm like, I didn't ask him to change his
He
grid
answers the phone saying, hello, God loves
for the
you.
last 20 years.
That is so. And you followed up with "Hey, pimpin'."
No, but truly,
The apple rolled far from the tree.
The apple
rolled off the cliff.
tumbled down that hill.
Everybody has their own greeting, but with the 5 steps to successful friendship and the bonus, it just really dawned on me how amazing of a friend that I am.
oh God.
And I just wanted before
Should
we
we
got
all
out of
should
here,
we all just watch your story now to
talk
conclude?
about the benefits of beloved.
Oh my God.
The benefits of beloved.
The benefits of
I just want to say
beloved.
we all went to Art Basel and had an incredible time with me.
We did.
Where a lot of stories were rewatched. Why you so funny? No,
I'm still fighting with Instagram, by the way.
I know,
I'm
it
still
happens.
fighting with them
But
in Meta.
the post Basel, and it was just like crazy. Like we talk about like the time development and stuff. 2 years ago, Basel, I was somebody else's +1. Last year, Basel, they were like, Charles, you can come, you can have somebody with you. And this year, Basel, they're like, I'm bringing sprinters full of people.
This year, beloved. This year, it
It's
says
just-
Charles Beloved Productions on the screens at the event.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Be clear.
That's crazy. And you all have played such a role in that development, but also y'all had like a front seat to that and a good, great friend. It's like, obviously, definitely no jealousy here, but there are people who would be jealous of that sort of a ascension. But like, y'all are literally my biggest cheerleaders. And they're like, recording the outro, and I'm just like, that gives me so much joy to want to continue to do great things and bring the whole gang along with me. You know what I mean? And so while I'm slightly egotistical and there's benefits. There's benefits of beloved. We live a life.
Now you can talk your talk. You really are an amazing friend.
After December, I could talk my talk. But it's just been like a blessing to have real friends that are cheering you on, that's rooting you on, and like really pushing you to be the best version of yourself. You push me a lot, but like our village are pushing us to the greener and greatest pastures that I believe exist out here.
And be clear, y'all moved to Houston. You didn't move to Croatia. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that far.
Yeah,
it's not hard to get here.
It's
It's
actually
not.
closer from New York.
Well,
you know
and
what I
they're in
mean?
New York,
This is-
they're in LA, they're everywhere that we are.
You're always going to be accessible. You're always a flight away. We will always get on a, Renee and I will both always get on a flight wherever it is, to Miami, to LA, to Houston, to Ghana, wherever it is that I will not be in Ghana.
matters,
But
man.
y'all, yes.
And so if there's nothing else to say, I just want to say to you, Bridget,
I love you.
to you, Renee, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For being a friend.
Being a friend.
Look at us, a positive friendship episode.
Back again.
Episode 37, Meta World Peace. I appreciate y'all. We out.